On that day, burned into my brain like a cattle brand, the woods stood dark and silent, an audience to the fog rising in an amphitheater of spring green grass. The air was fuzzy with moisture, so the Twin Oaks Championship sheepdog trial outside Portage, Wisconsin, had been delayed until one could see the sheep 400 yards away. A barred owl called in the distance, "Who cooks for you? Who cooks for you?" Finally, the fog began to lift, and the forest hummed with songbirds, so the first team walked up to the post. George and Jess had drawn the first run of the day. George, all 6'4" of him, was a top hand at trialing, and most of the other handlers had gathered to watch his run. He had a lot of wins under his belt, but his little bitch Jess was young and inexperienced. Her sire had won the nationals, so there was a lot of interest in her performance. Few were more interested than I. Not only was George my friend and mentor, my own dog was Jess's brother, a young male border collie who infatuated and infuriated me with equal intensity. His name was Jack, a.k.a. Mr. Wonderful, or, on a bad day, something else I'd rather not say. George and I had talked earlier that morning when he gave me some last-minute advice about running Jack on this particular course. George wasn't just a great dog trainer. He could read sheep as if he'd been one in a former life.
"Watch the pull to the exhaust pen, Maddie. The sheep are going to charge down the field to your left, and you'll need Jack to cover them sooner than you think, unless you want to wreck."
As usual, he was generous with his support.
"Go get 'em,"
he said, with a gentle squeeze around my shoulders. "Good luck yourself," I laughed. "Heaven knows you'll need it, Georgie." Calling a man Georgie, who looked like he walked out of a 1950s TV Western, his body lanky, his face chiseled, was patently ridiculous, which is why it was so much fun. I'll never know why George adopted me as if I was his long-lost daughter, letting me tease him relentlessly and giving me free advice and lessons, no matter how much I protested. We spent countless sun-speckled afternoons on his porch, nursing a beer while we shot the shit after we worked the dogs. He had become, over the 3 years since I'd bought Jack from him, one of my best friends. I'd add in cheerleader, if cheerleaders expressed their enthusiasm with a raspy whisper of, "Good enough," and a barely perceptible dip of the head. His face looked drawn that morning. I wondered if it was the high expectations everyone had for his run with Jess. He smiled his cowboy grin when I wished him luck, and said he'd need it. I turned to go, not wanting to interfere with him getting ready to run, but he grabbed my hand, pulled me back, and looked straight into my eyes.
"You take care of yourself now, girl."
He was the only man who could call me, a 42-year-old woman, girl, and not piss me off.